Hello. Okay, I'll just quickly arrange for it. Nobody said if I can't be here. Technical. Okay, can you listen to me now? Yeah, it's perfect now. Hello. Okay, hello. Yeah, so I can't hear okay, myself. Quickly arrange for it. Nobody said if I can't be here. Technical. Okay. Now, thanks for to everyone. Okay, I had to. Okay, so I'll go again. It's already 14 minutes, but I mean, nobody could hear because of technical issues or earphones aake chale gaye or I had to take it out. Anyway, so let's quickly talk about the IPL. Akshay, can you hear me now? Hi. So let's talk about quickly. I'll tell you exactly. So the least yes, perfect. Thanks. Because initially I tried the best. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So I'll quickly tell you the least amount of money that the team has, which is Punjab in their purse, which is I'm sorry, Punjab. It's not Punjab. It's Mumbai Indians. I got a bit confused. Mumbai Indians has the least amount of money in their purse for the IPL auction. So 1.95 crore Mumbai Indians have in their purse for the February IPL auction, and it's going to be yeah, please. So Mumbai Indians is the team. 1.95 crore. Auctions has been not decided where it's going, when it's going to be taking place and where, but it's likely February में ही होगा IPL auction. So everybody is excited and I'm really excited कौन से player लेंगे. So I'll quickly tell you because nobody could hear because of technical glitches. I'll tell you exactly quickly कि Punjab has 16.5 crore in their pocket. Okay, so Punjab has 16.5 crore in their pocket, so they have enough amount to release to buy some good players from the auction. The another team is which has too much money is 14 Rajasthan Royals 14.75 crores. So it's a big amount. 14.75 crore is big. Followed by 10 crore Hyderabad. Yani Sunrisers Hyderabad have 10.1 crore. So can you imagine? Delhi Capitals is another team which has 9 crore rupees in their purse for the IPL auction. इसका मतलब ये सब टीम ने के पास जो पर्स है enough है, that means they have released good amount of players, good number of players, which means they will buy hell lot of players from the IPL auction, and they will be serious this time because they have serious competition against Mumbai Indians, which has not released us not which has not released major players. So they have retained most of their core. That's why Mumbai Indians have least money in their pocket. So least amount of money in their pocket. So next is Kolkata Knight Riders, 8.5 crores. ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. तो Royal Challengers Bangalore is another thing. They haven't released much of their players. Someone like Royal Challengers Bangalore not releasing players is shocking considering they have had. I mean, they had the best IPL last year. They could have done something extraordinary, but विराट कोहली का नाम थोड़ा मतलब थोड़ा टाइम खराब चल रहा है आईपीएल में. But I think they will continue to keep faith in Virat Kohli. So Royal Challengers Bangalore 6.5 crore. Then comes Mumbai Indians 1.9 crore, 95 crores, as I told you. So yeah, that was the purse, and I'll tell you the players who have been released. Some big news has happened. I'll tell you. I'll start with my favorite team, Chennai Super Kings, because of all players. It was one of the best teams to watch out for before last year because they had won the IPL with 30 plus players, 35 age old player like. So I'll tell you exactly कौन-कौन है. Release players बता देता हूँ मैं आपको. चूंकि मैंने सब बता दिया था, unfortunately there was technical glitches, hence 14 minutes got wasted. So I would recommend you. I'll edit the video later so you can hear it fully. But I'll start with Chennai Super Kings players who have been released basically are Piyush Chawla. Piyush Chawla has been released exactly by Chennai Super Kings. Last year, a lot of questions was raised on his, on his waistline because he was not being called, he was not being touted as one of the fittest players. Maybe because of the coronavirus, the lockdown, players could not do much. So Piyush Chawla was questioned a lot about his fitness. So Piyush Chawla has been released by Chennai Super Kings. Another player is Kedar Jadhav. Kedar Kedar Jadhav, I expected him to go. You know what? Dhoni was a big fan of Kedar Jadhav. That's why he was there in Team India and Chennai Super Kings. Kedar Jadhav, for his street smart thinking ability, he was there in both the team, and the kind of way he batted, जिस तरह से वो बैट करते थे केदार जाधव, स्ट्रीट स्मार्ट स्टाइल, टेनिस बॉल क्रिकेट, बेसिकली पुणे के एरिया में सब इंटीरियर्स में टेनिस क्रिकेट बहुत बड़ा हो, एंड केदार जाधव was one player who was a lot into tennis ball cricket, and that's why he converted his game, like जैसे ही seamlessly लेदर बॉल क्रिकेट में आए, वो वैसे ही गेम खेले टेनिस बॉल में जैसे खेला था, और ब्यूटीफुली मैच विनर स्ट्रीट स्मार्ट क्रिकेटर बन के आए. That's why Dhoni picked him, continued to retain with him. But last year, जो लास्ट सीजन में केदार जाधव का परफॉर्मेंस था, was really disappointing. So yeah, Kedar Jadhav had to go. Another guy is Murli Vijay. He had to go because he was not considered in the team, maybe because of the performance and the mindset, the perception that we make that he's a tennis ball cricketer. So Murli Vijay had to go, and Chennai Super King is a completely pro side and believes in horses for courses. So Murli Vijay had to go. Next is Harbhajan Singh. Harbhajan Singh, shocking tha. Shocking tha. Harbhajan did not go in the last IPL, so there were speculations that CSK might not retain him, and Harbhajan will continue with the country. I don't think so. Will continue playing cricket unless he puts his name in IPL auction suddenly from nowhere. वैसे उनका कोई practice तो नहीं है. He will have to work hard a lot to be in the game क्योंकि इतना बड़ा gap आ गया. I don't think so. He will continue. और मुश्ताक अली भी नहीं खेले, सो आई डोंट थिंक हरभजन हैज अ फ्यूचर एनीवे. मोनू कुमार सिंह इज अनदर प्लेयर, हैज बीन रिलीज्ड बाय सीएसके. अनदर गाय हियर इज शेन वॉटसन. Shane Watson has been released by Chennai Super Kings. What a man he was. The way he batted last 2 years for CSK, amazing. But एक बात बता दूं, he has retired from international cricket, professional cricket completely, whether it's IPL or Big Bash. So he's gone. He won't be playing Chennai Super Kings this IPL. So he has been released by Chennai Super Kings. So these were the players. Quickly, I'll tell you: Piyush Chawla, Kedar Jadhav, Murli Vijay, Harbhajan Singh, Monu Singh, Shane Watson have been released. And now I will exactly tell you the players who have been retained by Chennai Super Kings. MS Dhoni, of course, he's going to lead the side. इतनी जल्दी भरोसा उड़ा नहीं सकते चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स अपने फेसफुल प्लेयर्स से, अपने थलाइवा से. So Chennai Super King is going to be led by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Then you have Ravindra Jadeja, of course, who's going to release this kind of player match winner he is. जिस तरह से वो परफॉर्मेंस करते हैं, whether it's टेस्ट क्रिकेट, ओडीआई क्रिकेट, टी20 क्रिकेट, bat with bat and ball, I'm sure he'll continue with this. So he's not been released. Another surprise is Suresh Raina has been retained. Yeah, Suresh Raina, who missed out on the last IPL. There was a lot of speculation. बहुत सारे लोग speculate कर रहे थे कि Suresh Raina will go. See, in fact, when Suresh Raina did not come for the IPL, went away from the IPL in Dubai, so immediately Srinivasan told the media that you don't know Suresh, you will lose how much amount of money. So he lost 11 crores rupees. A lot of people speculated that he will lose this year's IPL and CSK won't retain him. But CSK has retained Suresh Raina, so he's going to continue with the Chennai Super Kings. Yeah, so that's the big news. Suresh Raina is going to continue with Chennai Super Kings. Another guy is Sam Curran. Of course, Sam Curran had to be retained. The kind of a player he is fantastic. क्या player है, all rounder है. The way he bowls, the way he bats. I mean, slower wicket पे जो उनका cutter आता है, जो the way medium pace जो उनका है, the way he bowls those slow cutters, amazing. He is going to be a sensation in India, and that's why he has been retained by Mahendra Singh Dhoni. वो गर्म के conditions में, when IPL is played in hot conditions of India, the wickets are not batting friendly. So Sam Curran is the one for you. And you know how about his batting. Of course, he's a big batsman who can hit out of the park at will. So there is another guy, Australian Josh Hazelwood. Of course, uh, सीएसके चेन्नई के वेदर में स्विंग करेंगे। आफ्टरनून बहुत ही अच्छी सॉगी होता है बट मॉइस्चर भी होता है, तो जॉश हेजलवुड। Lungi Engedi is another player with that kind of a pace and the performance in the last IPL. Engedi is going to has been replaced. Ambati Raidu is another player who has been replaced. Of course, Ambati Raidu is a super player and he had to be there in 2019 World Cup, but he something happened that selectors did not pick him in the World Cup. So Ambati Raidu, he's a special player and he's going to continue with the Chennai Super Kings. So he's been retained. Kan Sharma is another player, leg spinner. Of course, you know about him, the kind of leg spin he bowls. Mitchell Santner, Shardul Thakur, of course. Mitchell Santner is left arm spinner from New Zealand. Fantastic player. Shardul Thakur is another player. I mean, the way he bowls is superb. I mean, Test cricket के performance के बाद, who doesn't want Shardul Thakur in their team? Imagine Shardul Thakur being that player, the kind of batting he plays on his guts, I believe. वो I mean he's had limited talent होने के बाद, limited batting skill, limited batting abilities. He has the pace, good swing, but you may not expect him to bowl like a Bumrah or a Ishan Sharma or a Bhuvneshwar, or swing like a Bhuvneshwar Kumar, yeah, bat like a Hardik Pandya. But with those limited skills, he has made up with those guts, that kind of ability, that strength that he has. Shardul Thakur had to be there, had to be retained. Or Dhoni loves people who has that intent. Dhoni has likes those kind of people. Aggression. Ruturaj Gaikwad is another special player who's been retained. You know the kind of batting he does. Last IPL में super performance था. Last में chance मिला, but he did really well. Another guy is N Jagdishan. Then Imran Tahir. Of course, not many expected him to be there, Imran Tahir, but he did well. I mean, he did not play much of the game, but he will come handy in Indian conditions. So yeah, he's been retained. Deepak Chahar is another Dhoni's favorite. The way he swings both ways at will with white leather ball, it's very difficult to play, very difficult to bowl. Swing in those conditions. Deepak Chahar is the man Friday for Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So he's been retained. Another guy is R. Sai Kishore. So these are the players that have been retained by Chennai Super Kings. So the next, I am more interested in Royal Challengers Bangalore. Oh, Congo. I'll tell you the players that have been released quickly. Moin Ali, Shivam Dubey, Gurkirat Singh Maan, Aaron Finch, Chris Morris, Pawan Negi, Parthiv Patel has been retired. Dale Steyn unavailable. Isuru Udana, Sri Lankan. Umesh Yadav. Okay, these kind of players have been released by Royal Challengers Bangalore. Moin Ali, ठीक है, he has not been delivering the way Virat Kohli or fans of RCB expected, or the management of RCB expected. So Moin Ali had to go. I mean, RCB expects him to be an all-rounder, a handy all-rounder like a Jadeja, someone who can bowl when it's needed, when it's required, someone who can bat hard, someone who can hit the ball at will. But Moin Ali was seen struggling. Shivam Dubey is another surprise. He was bought at a price of 5 crore rupees by RCB during the IPL auction last year, and it was a big amount that was spent on Mumbai cricketer Shivam Dubey, and a lot was expected from Shivam Dubey, but it's surprising that he's not been retained. Anyway, he didn't do much in whatever chances he got, but उसको जो चांस मिला था वो नीचे ही मिला था, इतना ज्यादा अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिला. So Shivam Dubey is gone. Then another guy is Aaron Finch is another surprise. Aaron Finch is a devastating player in T20 and ODI cricket. Can you imagine Aaron Finch playing that shot? I mean, he's a specialist in ODI and T20s, and he's a big hitter for Australia, a captain of Australia in limited overs. He's gone. So there was a reason, maybe RCB did not think so that he's the player who can bat. And I also believe that Aaron Finch cannot really adapt to Indian conditions. So Aaron Finch had to go. Here comes Chris Morris. A lot was expected from Chris Morris since he's a big hitter, someone who can hit big. He has got those big biceps. He's tall enough. He can bowl at a good pace, but he's not live up to the expectations of RCB. Pawan Negi, of course, I told you. he did not do much. Pawan Negi had to go. Parthiv Patel has retired. Dale Steyn is unavailable. So, yeah, he was not going to be picked the way he's gone. So, I'll tell you now, RCB, the players who have retained by RCB are, of course, one and only Virat Kohli, of course. And I think he's going to lead the side right now. Virat Kohli is going to be the captain again. Yeah, it's kind of a bit funny. It shouldn't be funny, but yeah, he hasn't delivered the way other captains have delivered, especially Rohit Sharma or even an Ajinkya Rahane or maybe Mahendra Singh Dhoni, of course. इनसे compare होता है विराट कोहली का. So Virat Kohli has been retained. Of course, he had to be retained, but he's going to lead the side. A lot was expected. Uh, but they haven't decided the captain, so आरसीबी ने कैप्टन नहीं डिसाइड किया तो अभी तक मोस्टली इट्स गोना बी विराट कोहली बट आई डोंट नो लाइक टिल एंड यू नेवर नो तो उन्होंने कैप्टन डिसाइड नहीं किया लेट्स कम अप एबी डिविलियर्स ऑफ कोर्स देन यू हैव एबी डिविलियर्स के लिए तो कुछ कहना तो है नहीं मुझे ऑफ कोर्स यू नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर ही इज Yuzvendra Chahal is another guy. This is the kind of bowler he is. RCB has retained him. Devdutt Padikkal Devdutt Padikkal is amazing player. I mean, the way he batted last season, fantastic. I mean, RCB had been looking that for that kind of a batsman for a long time, and he really did it well. So I think he's going to be the man for Devdutt in the IPL. So Devdutt Padikkal has been retained. Washington Sundar, of course, after this test match, I have no argument. And of course, he did really well for RCB over the last 2 years. Then you have Mohammad Siraj, of course. Virat Kohli has something for Siraj. He likes that kind of bowler. Mohammad Siraj, the man from Hyderabad is quite gutsy, quite grit, and bowls at a good pace. So you need that kind of a bowler who can bowl at a decent pace in the IPL. Navdeep Saini is good. Is a good IPL player. Test cricket, mein he didn't do well. He was dropped last night by the selectors for the Test matches against England. So yeah, Navdeep Saini has been retained by RCB. Shehbaz Ahmed, of course. Josh Philippe, of course, of Australia. Adam Zampa of leg spinners. So you have two leg spinners in the side. So this is just a retainership of team which was released by the BCCI and the teams. So this is not fixed. People will come. I mean, these players have been retained. Then there will be an auction later where the teams will pick more players from the IPL auction. Okay. So next is Keem Richardson. Of course, you know the New Zealand pacer Keem Richardson. He bowls good pace and he's a fast bowler as well. And batsman does decently with the bat. Pawan Deshpande is another local talent from India. So in all, you have okay. So you have Kohli, De Villiers, Chahal, Padikkal, Washington Sundar, Siraj Saini, Zampa, Shehbaz Ahmed, Josh Philippe, Kane Richardson, Pawan Deshpande. So these are the players that have been released by RCB. So another the Sunrisers update is Billy for Sunrisers Hyderabad they have retained their core. Okay, so the players who have been released are not really big players. West Indies ka Fabian Allen, who is an all-rounder, fast bowling all-rounder. Then you have Billy Stanley, who had a weird kind of action, very unorthodox, but he's been released. He had a good pace. Then Sanjay Yadav is a cricketer. B. Sandeep and Y. Prithviraj, all mostly local talents. Let's come to Kings 11 Punjab. Okay, Kings 11 Punjab, they've released hell lot of players from their side, and it's big. It's a big. I don't know, you know who has been released. The biggest player who has been released is Glenn Maxwell. 10.75 crores. Imagine a lot of people expected a lot from him, especially Kings 11 Punjab. Every time they bid on him, they wanted him to perform. They had some kind of a hope, but but Glenn Maxwell has completely disappointed. Hence, King 11 took this decision to release King Glenn Maxwell. Okay, so 10.75 crores he was picked for. Next comes Sheldon Cottrell from West Indies. That kind of a bowler. After taking those wickets, he, salute karta hai. The kind of salute he does after taking those wickets. He was bought for 8.5 crores. Cottrell was bought for 8.5 crores. So, yeah. Another guy is Krishnappa Gautam, 6.2 crores. Okay. Krishnappa Gautam, 6.2 crores. He has been released by Kings 11 Punjab. That is another big shocker. Krishnappa Gautam is a very good player. Someone who bowls really tight spin, or you know how with long handle bat he can hit at will. But then he didn't do really well when it mattered last year. So Kings 11 Punjab wants some quick results. बहुत साल वेट कर चुके हैं. So that was the quick reaction. Mujibur Rahman from Afghanistan, 4 crores. Yeah, that was the amount he was paid by Kings 11 Punjab. He has been released. Mujibur Rahman, the Afghanistan leg spinner, someone was who idolized Rashid Khan, the talented Rashid Khan. So these were the players released by Kings 11 Punjab. And here is the okay. So now let's go to KKR. Okay, KKR has not released much players. They have released a few, like Chris Green. Okay, Chris Green is one guy from Tom Batten is another player, and I'm really disappointed that KKR has released Siddesh Lad. I expected a lot. Siddesh Lad was a talent that deserved a lot of chance. He was there. He's from Mumbai basically. Siddesh Lad. Sorry, so Siddesh Lad was supposed to be he's been in the Mumbai teams for the past 5 years. Then last year he was picked up by the IPL by in the IPL auction by KKR. So I expected the KKR to play him, but he was not given much opportunity. Then there is another guy, Nikhil Nayak. He was supposed to be the big hitter, big wicket keeper batsman, but he did not click. So Nikhil Nayak is gone. He did not get much chances. I mean, in IPL exactly the thing is that people exactly judge you from the first match itself, first ball. So आईपीएल देयर इज लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर. तो पहली बॉल से ही लोग प्रेशर देते हैं, लोग जज करने लगते हैं भाई कैसा लीव कर रहा है, कैसा स्ट्रोक खेला, वेदर ही इज अ बिग हिटर. So you don't get that kind of time, that kind of chance, to prove yourself. You have to be on your toes. Either you have to do something extraordinary while playing for India, or something really extraordinary while playing in domestic cricket. Or people should hear your name regularly in domestic cricket. So that is what IPL is all about. Unfortunately, they don't give you chances enough unless you're a really big name, whether you have come up from international cricket or domestic cricket. You won't get that kind of chances. The long rope that a lot of youngsters, a lot of cricketers expect. That is IPL, unfortunately for you. So players who play, who want to play in the IPL, people who come from that special talent, unless you are extraordinary or you are not really extraordinary, you have to, there is some kind of pressure that you have to prove from the first ball, from the first over itself. So that is IPL, unfortunately for you. So you don't have time, so you have to be on your toes. So that is IPL, unfortunately. So Siddharth is another left arm finger spinner, has been released by KKR. So that is the thing for IPL so far, the retainership. So I will tell you another thing. So the big news apparently is Samson, Sanju Samson is going to lead Rajasthan Royals. Yeah, hi, Imad. So Sanju Samson is going to lead Rajasthan Royals right now. So that's a very big news. That's a big news. So, guys, I came for this IPL auction retainership. I will be coming live most of the times whenever there is something big news. We can interact. I would love to interact with your people who are there. You can ask some questions. So, I will tell you right now, Rajasthan. So, you should go back. Rajasthan Royal has named Sanju Samson as the captain of Rajasthan Royals. Okay. So, young, talented player who has been there for some time. He's been a special talent. He's going to lead that side, Rajasthan Royals, this year. So I'll give you the team players who have been retained by Rajasthan Royals before telling you about the release players. So first of all, Retained players by Rajasthan Royals is Sanju Samson. Of course, he's going to lead. Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes is an England player, England all-rounder. A lot of people expected, we could expect Ben Stokes to lead the side. Considering the kind of seniority. I'm hearing that Imad cannot hear me. People, can you hear me again? Huh? Can you hear me, people? Okay, eight people are hearing me, so I'm sure people can hear me. So Sanju Samson, Ben Stoke is another guy. People did not. Rajasthan Royals management did not make Ben Stokes the captain because Ben Stokes might get another assignment in England, so he will go on the national duty. इंग्लैंड खेलने जाएंगे क्योंकि वो सीजन जो होता है वो इंग्लैंड के लिए होता है जिस जिस टाइम आईपीएल होता है तो हाफ ऑफ द सीजन में इंग्लैंड प्लेयर्स चले जाते हैं तो दैट्स व्हाई one of the reasons that Ben Stokes was not made the captain, I think, is England, the national duty that he's going to get during the IPL. So Ben Stokes, otherwise Ben Stokes easily can be the captain of the Rajasthan Royals. So next is Jofra Archer, of course. He's a fantastic player for international cricket, of course, and Rajasthan Royals. The way he has proved his talent is amazing. Josh Butler is another player, my favorite player in T20 cricket. The way he bats, amazing T20 cricket. He's a master. First 6 overs, may he can kill the bowler anytime. Like the way he hits over the bowler's head, over the fielding, over the circle is amazing, fantastic. Josh Butler, he had to be retained. Of course, Riyan Parag, the young talent, the young sensation. Then you have Shreyas Gopal, the Karnataka leg spinner, who is extremely talented and he's not got enough opportunities. He was there in Mumbai Indians. He would have got a lot of chance from in Rajasthan Royals, so he's been retained. Rahul Tewatia, the special player, Rahul Tewatia, the kind of player he is, the miracle that he did last year, the kind of sixes, the batting he did, he made some special, extraordinary performances, and the player he is been retained. Okay, Mahipal Lamror is another player from Rajasthan. He's a local talent, a talented under 19 cricketer that he was last year. Then you have Kartik Tyagi, a good talented fast bowler from UP. He's been retained by he had gone as a net bowler to Australia with the Indian team. So Kartik Tyagi is a special talent and he has been retained. Andrew Ty is another player who has been retained by Rajasthan Royals, a good fast bowler. Jaydev Unadkar. Okay, Unadkar is a good. He is a good talent. He was a good fast bowler. He does really well in Indian conditions on slower wickets. He knows the tricks of how to bowl with those cutters and those conditions where it matters where it helps. The ball goes slowly onto the bat. It's not helpful to the batsman. So that is the area, and India is the place where Unadkar is going to be really helpful to Rajasthan Royals. So he's that kind of a player. Mayank Markande is another leg spinner. He's a special talent and is a special bowler. He's a leg spinner who was with Mumbai Indians before this year, before last year also. So he's been retained. So he's a young talent. Another guy is Anuj Rawat. Yashasvi Jaiswal. I'm really happy that they have retained Yashasvi Jaiswal, especially after last year. I mean, the way he started, it was a poor start, but I'm so happy because he is a special talent and he should be given the kind of opportunity, the kind of batsman that he is. I'm sure he'll be fantastic in future. In this IPL, I'm sure he'll come good. So another guy is Anuj Rawat, another cricketer, local cricketer. David Miller is another talented player. Of course, the kind of player he is in T20 cricket. David Miller can hit big at will, and he's a match winner on his day. He can steal the win from the jaws of defeat easily. So yeah, David Miller. Of course, Manan Vora is another Punjab batsman who's been retained. He's a good, talented cricketer from Punjab. He can rotate strike. He has the ability to hit big. So Manan Vora is another guy. Robin Uthappa is the one. He was touted to be the captain, because Robin Uthappa has the experience. He has the skills to motivate the players. He has the batting. He can open the innings and he can be useful to Rajasthan Royals. So yeah, he's been retained. He's one of the senior most guys. So next is Steve Smith, the big name that has been released. Steve Smith has not been retained, so that is the big name that has been released by Rajasthan Royals. Smith did really well last year initially in the initial stages before phasing out. I mean, the kind of wickets that we will be playing, the IPL is going to be played. I don't think so. Smith will be useful according to Rajasthan Royals. So they have enough players who can rotate the strike. They have enough players, youngsters, who can be given the opportunity to play that role of, to play the anchor role. Rajasthan Royals is foolish. You can. Okay, okay. Akshay, thanks, Akshay. So yeah, Rajasthan Royals. That I cannot say exactly. Rajasthan Royals is foolish. That is their call. Steve Smith. Yeah, it's surprising because Steve Smith is a player who has the experience, to play. Who has the experience to play in all conditions. But I think if they have Rajasthan Royals have enough players. CSK. I mean, it will be good for them. CSK might buy Saurabh Ganguly. CSK. If CSK buys him, you never know, it will be good for them. But they already have Faf Duplessis, someone who can play that kind of cricket, unless they want backup players. So anyway, I'll tell you. Let's talk about Rajasthan Royals quickly. Let's talk about Rajasthan Royals quickly. Steve Smith, yeah. So Steve Smith has been released. So Ankit Rajput is another player. Uh, UP player from Uttar Pradesh. He's a good medium pace all rounder. He was talented. He could have done extraordinarily well, but he did not live up to the expectations. He does not have that kind of pace. The what IPL expects. You have to be really really extraordinary. But unfortunately, Ankit Rajput could not deliver what Rajasthan expected of him. Next is O'Shane Thomas is another guy that who has been released by I know Mercy Smith. That's going to be good. Smith is, yeah, you never know. Smith will make CSK stronger. So Thola Masi is saying CSK. Mayank Markande, I said Mayank Markande has been retained by Rajasthan Royals. So I'll tell you, Smith can be really handy to CSK. The kind of players they had, 30 plus. Now they have released Shane Watson, but Shane Watson was an all rounder, and he is retired. But let's discuss it later. Let's talk about players who have been quickly released. Let's finish it fast. So Tom Curran has been released. He did not do much by Rajasthan Royals. Varun Aaron, he was injured initially. Now he made a comeback, but he did not get the kind of opportunities, the kind of talent he was, the kind of pace he had. He could not live because up to his expectations because of his injuries. Unfortunately, that is how injuries affect your career. Being a talented cricketer, Varun Aaron could have done wonders. Like he could have played a lot, like Umesh Yadav had played, or like a Mohammad Siraj, but injuries affected him. Stress fracture killed his game. Anyway, so one is Akash Singh, then there is Anirudh Joshi, then there is Shashank Singh. So all these local players have been released, and this says that Rajasthan Royals will come out with some. They have enough purse. So they have a purse of, I'll tell you, they have a purse of 14.75 crores. So Rajasthan Royals have enough money. You never know. Smith might be bought back. Smith might be bought back if nobody. They have that match card. They can match with that wild card where they can buy back Smith. So that could be the reason why Smith could not be. Let's talk about replacement of Shane Watson, Saurabh Ganguly. Let's see players who have been retained. Ravindra Jadeja has been. See Dwayne Bravo. They have retained Dwayne Bravo. It's not easy to replace a player like Shane Watson. It's very difficult. The kind of batsman he was, the kind of bowler he was in those conditions, he would have been really handy in India. And the way he played last year, it's very difficult to play. To replace a player like Shane Watson. But I'm saying they have enough players in Faf Duplessis and Ruturaj Gaikwad who can bat up the order. So they have invested in future like Ruturaj Gaikwad. They will be hoping a lot from him, Ruturaj Gaikwad. So I think Shane Watson, yeah, Shane Watson can be replaced. Let's see. A lot of players have been released. by see there is no replacement for Shane Watson exactly because I don't think so. Anybody can replace Shane Watson. But I'm telling you, they have enough all rounders in Sam Curran. Don't forget, Sam Curran is another guy who can. Foreign batsmen, they already have Sam Curran, buddy. Sam Curran is another guy who can be handy. He may not be like Shane Watson, but he is useful in the middle order. He is useful in the middle order and can be handy with his left arm pace. No, no, Ruturaj Gaikwad. I'm telling you, Ruturaj Gaikwad because he's an opener and someone like Fab Duplessis who can bat up the other. Shane Watson was an opener, someone who can someone who could bat up there, someone who can they have partnership. Then they have middle order. See, if you go by the Shane Watson was an opener, someone who batted up the order. Then you had, but in replacement you had someone like a Ruturaj Gaikwad and someone and Faf Duplessis. So these two batsmen will open the innings, followed by you have Ambati Raidu. Can you imagine? You have Ambati Raidu in the middle in for number three. So all three, you Shane Watson cannot be replaced, but you have enough replacements. So having a local guy. See, Shivam Dubey could be another fat guy. These guys could look up to, but you cannot. You don't have enough all rounders in international cricket. Yes, CSK they need a good batsman. See, they have Fab Duplessis. If they have Fab Duplessis, how can you like if they get CSK Smith, then their order is set completely. I'm telling you, they are yeah. Suresh Raina is number three. Of course, I told you number three, Ambati. Whether it's Ambati Raidu or Suresh Raina, you have options. Na? Last year, Ambati Raidu batted at number three last season. So you have enough. Once Suresh Raina is back, it's enough for them. It's enough for them. It will be top four, top five. In fact, you have Dhoni also. You have Sam Curran also. All these batsmen. It will be easy for CSK to be dominant again. Once again, what they were in India before this season. So Shane Watson, they will miss definitely. They will miss Shane Watson, but they have enough replacements for Shane Watson this year. Watson the factor was Suresh Raina wasn't there last year. That's why CSK suffered a lot because he's someone who knows how to rotate the strike. He knows when to hit hard, when to go after the bowlers. He has all the skills, and he's still young. He's like he's just 33, 32, 33. So he has all the skills. Desperately, I agree with you, Saurabh Ganguly. You are a big CSK fan. It seems like you're a big Steve Smith fan. That CSK that you want Steve Smith to be there in. So I would love to see Steve Smith in yellow colors. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But where will he bat? Can you suggest where will he bat? The number three, I believe Steve Smith can. Raidu is already 36, but Smith can. But Raidu is batting like a T20 cricketer, buddy. T20 cricketer, he's batting like a T20 cricketer. He can hit. He's fit. He can rotate the strike. He's not someone like Shane Watson. He's as old as Shane Watson, maybe 37, 36. But this guy is still fit. If you think, I mean, till last year, 2019, Raidu was in contention for the World Cup squad. So can you imagine? He's fit. Not anybody. Everybody cannot be in the contention for in the World Cup, India's scheme of things, despite being 35, 36. But this guy, because of his fitness, because of his batting, he is there in the team, and that's why he's going to be that player to watch out for. Yeah, Tulasi, I'm excited. Raidu is already. I'm talking about your 30 Raidu itself. Tulasi, Masi. I'm talking about Raidu. Raidu is someone who is 30. See, I just told you 37, 36. Shane Watson, Raidu, 36. Raidu is a fit cricketer. He's fit. He might pass. He may pass the yo-yo test every time because look at his fitness. Look at the way he runs. He doesn't look like 36. He looks 30. He looks in his 30s. He looks in his early 30s. The kind of batting he does is amazing. I mean, the way he runs between the wickets is superb. So you cannot say. I mean, age is not a factor for Ambati Raidu. So I don't think so. That will be. I don't believe that. If Steve Smith comes in, Saurabh, I'll tell you about this. If Steve Smith comes in, where will he bat? See, your top order is full. I mean, look at this. Faf Duplessis you have. You have Ruturaj Gaikwad. Don't tell me Ruturaj Gaikwad is not going to get his chances. He's going to get his chances. He's going to play because of his talent, of course, because of the way he played last season. Then you have, uh, of course, Fab Duplessis, Suresh Raina, Ambati Raidu. So you have top four heavy or top order is heavy. So where will you bat Steve Smith? And Steve Smith cannot bat lower down the order. For future, Smith is, I mean, he just said he's 31. Smith is 31, so he's not getting younger anymore. 32. I think Chennai Super Kings is going to look at the future. So they're going to buy some players who are young. They're going to buy some young see, Saurabh, I'll tell you, Faf is not really. I mean, he can hit big, but you have players like Sam Curran, Dwayne Bravo. Where will they go? Dwayne Bravo is someone who can bat in the middle order. Someone you have Sam Curran who can hit big. Then you have a lot of players who has the ability. Santana is another guy. So Faf is number five is too late for Faf, and Faf, is always played up the order. You have Dhoni, of course. Yeah, Dhoni plays in that number five, six. Where will Dhoni go? Dhoni needs the time to bat up the order because he's not the Dhoni of old where he can run fast. Of course, he's good at his fitness. Dwayne Bravo, but still they have retained him, so they are looking at something. Saurabh, they have retained Dwayne Bravo, so they are looking something at Bravo because of his skills of bowling. See, that is where they will look at Shane Watson. They might think that Dwayne Bravo will do what Shane Watson did. And this guy is a big fan of MS Dhoni. He is a big follower of Dwayne Bravo. He loves him like anything because the way he bowls, the cutters that he bowls, which will be useful in Indian conditions. Indian conditions are slow, where there are a lot of cracks on those wickets, and it's summer, and it will be dew will play a huge role. So you need to grip the ball. Spinners won't play a much big role. So you need players like those, those seaming players, the people who can bowl seam. So that kind of players will be useful for CSK. That's why they have retained players like Dwayne Bravo, who didn't really do well last year, but that's why. So Smith, I'll say again, if they look at Smith, if they buy Smith, I don't know where will they bat him. They will have to bat him at number one. They will have to bat him at number three. So that is one of the areas where these people can Smith can play. So let's see other. So you have lots of players. You have lots of players. Mumbai Indians another team that has which is really surprising, but is very surprising that they haven't released any of the players. They have retained the core. Malinga is another player that have been released by Mumbai Indians. Huh? Malinga is a big deal. Although he's getting older, he's not he's not at his best. He did really well for Sri Lanka last year. Before that IPL, he did well in the last 2019 IPL. So yeah, Malinga has been released by Mumbai Indians. So it's a really big thing for Mumbai Indians. But I think Mumbai Indians is going to be another side to watch out for in this IPL once again because they have retained most of their core in the team. So, what do you suggest of Mumbai Indians? What do you think? Who will be the winner this time? What do you think? RCB has retained Virat Kohli, IB de Villiers. Who will be the players? What do you think? Okay, so some interesting. Let's see some more. Malinga is retired, I think. Malinga hasn't he hasn't announced it right now. Let's see what he does. But I see Mumbai Indians has released the players. Okay, Kolkata Knight Riders. I'll tell you though I haven't said about this. I've told about the players released by KKR. Tom Batten, which I already told. Tom Batten, Chris Green, Siddesh Lat, Nikhil Nayak, and Siddharth and Harry Greeny. Okay, I'll tell you players who have been retained. KKR players who have has retained players like Owen Morgan, of course, he was the leader last year, captain. Andre Russell, another guy. Dinesh Karthik, of course. Andre Russell, a big last year, he couldn't do much. I think he should bat up the order this season. But I think these guys will buy a few more players. Kamlesh Nagarkoti is another player that have been retained by KKR. Kuldeep Yadav with Punjab. Thola Masi, you're very excited about Smith. Smith, what do you think? Smith, where should Smith go? I think Smith, Punjab is Punjab is the place where Smith should go. But they have KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal, and Smith complementing them at number three will be really interesting. I think it could be a great choice, Smith. So anyway, let's continue. Lockie for Kuldeep Yadav is another guy who has been retained. Lockie Ferguson, Nitish Rana, Prasidh Krishna, Rinku Singh, Sandeep Warrior, Shivam Mavi, Shubman Gill, of course, Sunil Naren, Pat Cummins, Rahul Tripathi, Varun Chakravarti, of course, Tim Sifford. So these people have been retained by KKR. Okay, that's a good, interesting thing. So let's talk about Kings 11 Punjab. KL Rahul, Chris Gale. Okay, you have Chris Gale, Masi, Smith, Chris Gale. अगर Smith आ गया तो it's going to be fantastic. But where will he bat again? That is the issue. Okay, so Kings 11 Punjab, KL Rahul, Chris Gale, Nicholas Puran, Mohammad Shami, Chris Jordan. So the list has been sent by BCCI. Chris Jordan, Mandeep Singh, Mayank Agarwal, Ravi Bishnoi, Parambir Singh, Deepak Hooda. Deepak Hooda is another player, talented player. Sarfraz Khan, Arshdeep Singh, Murugan Ashwin, that talented player from Tamil Nadu. Darshan Nalkande, Ishan Poral, the decent fast bowler, Harpreet Brar. So these players have been retained by Kings 11 Punjab. So let's look at the other players. Which team will snap? Chalo, let's see. Which what do you think? Which team will snap uh, Glenn Maxwell? Glenn Maxwell को कौन लेगा? क्या लगता है आपको? Any suggestions? Oh, Masi will RCB. You're crazy after RCB. Let's talk about Glenn Maxwell. Who will buy Glenn Maxwell this time? कौन खरीदेगा? He's been released 10.5 crores. He was bought by Punjab last year. Now he's been released. कौन खरीदेगा बताइए? चले, let's see. I think you know what? I believe Rajasthan Royals is the team that should buy Glenn Maxwell. He will be handy there, but the kind of the kind of Maxi, yeah. Who do you think will buy Maxi? But I don't think so. So let's talk about this. Let's get over. I think Maxi ko jo, I don't think so. Not everybody will be interested because he's not. A lot of people expected a lot from Glenn Maxi, but he hasn't fired the way he should have. So let's talk about Sunrisers Hyderabad. People who have been retained. I told you who have been released. Quickly, I'll tell you. Sanjay Yadav has been released. Bhavanka Sandeep has been released. Billy Stanley has been released. Fabian Allen has been released. Y. Prithviraj has been released by Sunrisers Hyderabad. So people who have been who have been retained by Sunrisers are Priyam Garg, Abhishek Sharma, Abdul Samad. Abdul Samad is a talented Kashmir all-rounder, Kashmir batsman, amazing batsman. What big hitting skills he has. Abdul Samad, David Warner, of course, he's going to lead. Muhammad Nabi, another talented all-rounder. Mitchell Marsh, Kane Williamson, Riddhiman Saha, Manish Pandey, Johnny Bairstow, Srivas Goswami, Shahbaz Nadeem, the left-arm spinner who has been picked in the standbys of Team India against England. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Siddharth Kaul, Sandeep Sharma, another beautiful medium pacer. Bhuvneshwar Kumar, let's hope he returns quickly to the Indian team. He's currently injured. Vijay Shankar is another all-rounder. Vijay Shankar is the second all-rounder after Hardik Pandya. He's not that kind of a talent what with which people look up to, like people want like Hardik Pandya, but Vijay Shankar is Punjab will win under. Let's hope Akshay Punjab will win. Akshay in my one of my interviews with the sports astrologer Greenstone Lobo, he has said KL Rahul is going to be one captain to watch out for. He has predicted that KL Rahul will be the future captain for India, as well as he has the stars to win a lot of things under his captaincy. So Greenstone Lobo, watch that interview. It's going to be fantastic. It's in my IPL in my on my channel. Basically, it's a good interview. He's spoken really well. It's fun about cricket. So anyway, yeah, let's talk about Manish Pandey has been retained by Sunrisers Hyderabad. Shivas Goswami, Shabaz Nadeem, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Siddharth Kaul, Sandeep Sharma, Vijay Shankar, Virat Singh, Basil Thampi, Rashid Khan, of course, Rashid Khan, T. Natarajan, Khalil Ahmed. Wow. So they have retained their core, basically Sunrisers Hyderabad. So let's quickly look at. It's been एक घंटे के ऊपर हो गया है. Let's quickly look at Delhi Capitals. Shikhar Dhawan, players who have been retained. Okay, so this is interesting. Players who have been retained are, of course, they have retained their core. Shikhar Dhawan, Kagiso Rabada, Prithvi Shaw, the talented all-rounder who was dropped by Team India for the test after poor performance against Australia. Anyway, so Ajinkya Rane, the captain, the successful test captain in Australia, Ajinkya Rane has been retained. What a beautiful move. He will be so happy. And fans of Ajinkya Rane should be really happy. He is a humble guy, nice guy from Mumbai. I'm very happy for him that he's been retained. And he did, I hope he does well because he did not do much really well in the last IPL and because he did not get enough chances. Okay, so Shreyas Iyer is going to continue with the captaincy. He's been retained. Andres Norte, Marcus Stoinis, another beautiful player from Australia. Marcus Stoinis, what a player he is, fantastic. Shimron Hetmeyer, another player that we would love to watch. He hasn't done well the way he should do well. The kind of talent he is, the way he bats for West Indies. I think Shimron Hetmeyer has to prove his talent. He has to do a lot. He has to justify. Akshar Patel is another guy. Amit Mishra is the leg spinner, the oldie, the leg spinner from Haryana. We have a lot. Delhi will have a lot of hopes from him, from his experience. Ishant Sharma, Ravichandran Ashwin, of course, the player that people love. Lalit Yadav, Harshal Patel, the fast bowler from Gujarat. Chris Wokes, another England all-rounder. Daniel Sams is another exciting CSK. Akshay, CSK we have already spoken in the beginning. Akshay, see, we have spoken a lot where Masi, who is there, who has engaged a lot. He has said a lot that Smith should go to CSK or Punjab. He had some interesting views, but let's see where Smith goes. CSK will come out with lots of stuff. Let's see. We will be excited whom they we will be really excited who they buy in the auction, which is in February, or maybe Maxwell will go unsold. You never know.